Hey guys, gals, and NBs. I'm here today with the Behringer VC340 VC340, and I believe this is a clone of the vocoder Plus from Roland back in the late 70s, early 80s. This is the Mark II, I think, of that device, because this has a stereo ensemble out, and the buttons are clicky push buttons. And as you can hear from the opening, the vocoder section absolutely sounds fantastic, and I absolutely love it just for that. But the human voice and string section also sound fantastic on this, and we're going to go over a few of the things on it. This isn't going to be the longest video. I just really have been having a lot of fun with this lately. Just as a disclaimer, I bought this with my own money. So let's get started. So, like I said in the opening, you heard the vocoder section. We'll do a little bit more of that. I will mute the direct feed from it, and then you'll just hear the vocoder portion. But we have an upper and a lower, or lower and an upper, and an ensemble, and that's engaged now. It's going into the collider, and yeah, I can just, I don't know, I'll just say, I don't know, something about Vocaloids. It's like, this is the grandfather of the Vocaloids. Something like that. Cool. Yeah. So the vocoder is pretty basic. It has a mic level control. It has a tone control. There's no envelope to that. You have to do that yourself. And you have a direct mic input, but I don't use that. That's not my thing for this. I just like using the vocoded section, but you can do things like, obviously, yeah, I don't want to get any copyright claims. Apparently, there was somebody I was watching with these devices, and they were getting copyright claims of being Equinox from Gerard, and that was interesting. So I'll have to be very careful about using a phaser along with the string section. But yeah, let's go on to some of the other cool stuff on this. The vocal section is one of my favorites, and it's the major reason I got it was for the vocal. I have a Selenia string ensemble, the Behringer reissue of that. I'll do a video of later, so I already have a string machine. Strings are cool on this, but the vocal section is the coolest. So let's just do that. Let's see. We'll start with no ensemble, start with female, and that's going to be up in the high upper registers. So what we want to do is we want to set this to high. So that'll give us from here to here, and you can pitch it down. All right, and that doesn't sound that cool, but when you turn on the ensemble, yeah, so it sounds pretty cool. Let's engage all of this. Actually, let's just hear the lower male section, and then we can go down. So it's registered in footages, so 8 feet, 4 feet, 8 feet, and 4 feet to correspond with like what they would be on an organ. I think that sounds really cool. The ensemble is great on this. The stereo ensemble, I believe it's 4 Bucket Brigade devices, so it's a quad chorus basically. But yeah, let's do this. We'll turn them all on. And then you can add attack to that. The release is shared amongst all the voices, but yeah, it sounds really cool. So yeah, the release. That'll do for the that'll do for human voice and the strings. Vocoder doesn't. It does have a release. It just doesn't have an attack section. And it is full paraphony, I should say. It's not fully polyphonic. It uses one envelope basically for every. Well, it uses multiple envelopes, but the release is the same. So it is all voices can be played at once. But you only have the one release. You do have separate attacks again for the string section and the human voice. But yeah, you just have to be aware of that. It makes for interesting playing styles, and it sounds fantastic when you have a delay on it. So it's not the biggest deal. But it uses a divide down architecture. So this works very much like a transistor organ more than it does like a modern synth. That's why it has one. Well, it has multiple major oscillators. It has one for the vocoder for being used. Your voice, I think, is the carrier in that, and then you have the modulator is the built-in oscillator for that. Human voice probably has a few oscillators for itself. I'm guessing I haven't looked at the schematics for the original, but I'm assuming it has 4 oscillators. And then you have 2 probably for the strings. And then every time it's going to be set to a very high octave, and then obviously with the name divide down, you divide it down to different notes. So yeah. But yeah, so let's hear the string section. The string section has that awesome ensemble too, but it is not able to be disengaged. It's on at all times, which I'm fine with because I'm going to use the ensemble at all times with this thing. You can hear that envelope re-triggering. Right? Yeah, so that's the basic overview. It has a really cool vibrato. The vibrato, I believe, only affects the vocoder and the human voice. I mean, I guess we can check that. So, yep. Okay, let's turn off the strings. Then we'll turn on the ensemble with the human voice. So that's pretty cool. And you have a delay time on that, so it can kick in after a few seconds. Let's try that. Yeah, so that's pretty neat. Yeah, not too much more to go over on this. We'll try this really quick. I have the collider here. I'm using the reverse algorithm and EDOM on this together. I'm using this because this has a stereo delay section, and it just sounds awesome. And it's super simple because then I get a delay and a reverb together. So it happened to work out for this video, but I think it sounds cool. Let's listen to that. One of the cool things you can do, since you have separate envelopes on the human voice section and the string section, so let's turn this to about here, and we can turn this all the way up. I'm going to turn this, well, the strings are fine, but you have a mixer for human voice and strings here, and then your vocoder volume is set by the mic level, but the direct volume is separate. But yeah, so what we'll do is this will kick in first, the human voice, and then the strings will kick in. And you have a tone control for the strings as well, so that's cool. And it's pretty decent tone control. Let's just do this. Think of it like a low pass filter, I guess. Really cool. Let's yeah, let's mess with the vocoder again. I'm gonna mute the direct in post production, but let's turn on the vocoder again and let's have some fun with it. Let's just do a meme worthy one. Let's just do. But the other thing that it excels in is just particles of speech. So I'm going to mute the direct mic again from this recording, and we'll hear just the vocoder again. I'm going to turn it down, and I'm going to use some speech particles. So yeah, that's kind of my look at the Behringer VC340. I wasn't joking about this being a fairly short video. I don't have much to say about it other than I really like it. I don't know how much I'm going to use it in my music other than it kind of like in a fun effect. Probably for the human voice section, mostly. But the vocoder is a lot of fun, and the strings actually do sound really good. My next video, I'm probably going to bring out the Selena or whatever it's called, the Eminence clone of ARP/Eminence, because it was, I think, made by Eminence first, and then ARP released it in the US, and in Europe it was still Eminence. But the Selena string ensemble will be my next video. Then I have some other ones. I do have another vocal synth that I will be demonstrating, and that's the Casio, the SV1000, and I got that because I kind of wanted to make Vocaloid sounds. But the official Vocaloid keyboard is super limited, and outside of Japan, it's really hard to unlock the features of it because you need to have a Japanese account on, I think, an iTunes account or an Android account in order to buy the add-ons, and it doesn't do the twins, so what's the point? It doesn't even do Miku out of the box. You have to buy that as a separate add-on. So yeah, I'm getting into kind of the vocal synthy stuff, but yeah, it's really fun, especially with effects, and the ensemble sounds absolutely fantastic. So anyway, thanks for watching.